Like Grennan's he was one of like three domestic acts that had a top 5 in 2018. His second record will do better business.
Will it?
100%.
Is that a hard thing to predict though?
It is hard to predict, but that is one where I would literally put everything I've got on that.
Really? I'm gonna be so interested to see how it does now.
Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll come back in a year and you'll be like, how's the dog queue? I'll be like,
yeah. At the start of management, obviously you just said you struck it lucky with the enemy, but usually do you have to kiss a lot of frogs kind of thing? Do you have to manage a lot of shit bands, shit artists?
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, look.
Are you aware that they're shit when you're managing them?
Do you know what?
He can't admit to that.
Yeah, of course he can.
Do you know what? Yeah. No, listen. 99.9% of things are shit, right? So
Welcome to Happy Hour.
Yeah, but every band is like, you know, my old man's always like, hey, listen, if they've took the time out to send it, yeah, listen to it.
Yeah.
They're shite. And the thing is, right, if you reply, you got to be honest, otherwise you're a cunt.
Yeah.
When you reply, you're a cunt because you've slagged them off. So you're in a no-win situation. It's very, very rare that you stumble on something. And that's when you have scouts and you kind of start trusting tastemakers' opinions as well as your own.
Yeah.
And then every now and again you'll get something that's great. And then you'll go and meet them and you're like, fucking hell. It's like hanging out with Adolf Hitler. It's not going to work. Whereas you meet Grennan and it's like, he's just so easy to get on with.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like your little brother, and then you're up and running.
Yeah.
Is it not difficult though? Because obviously music is increbly subjective.
Yeah, of
so you
course.
can listen to something as shit, and then actually they go on
there's
to.
no right or wrong.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like I remember getting sent Ellie Goulding demos, and I was like, nah.
Really?
And there's been a few.
I respect you so much for that, though.
Yeah. To be fair, looking back at them now, she was like a completely different artist. It was like folky.
See,
It was pretty good. But
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, and I liked it, but I was like, I don't know what I can do with this kind of thing. Not that it was like a guaranteed thing that I could manage it, but it was definitely on my table. There's been things like that where, you know, I have passed on stuff that's done well, but you are right. There is the thing about music is there's no right or wrong.
Absolutely,
There's stuff that's massive now, and I'm just sitting here going, mate, that is fucking dog shit.
100%.
Yeah.
Like 99% of main chart music is dog shit.
I think Ellie Goulding's dog shit.
Yeah.
Like when I watch her, she's threatened to beat me up a few times. So I've got to be careful what I say.
Which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's actually, it's accurate. But when like I've seen her on like X Factor and it's all like, some people can do the husky voice, yeah? She's like,
Rod Stewart.
What is it? It's like,
well, she has that really weird soft voice.
She sounds like a cat trying to get a fur ball up. Gotta see it. I just don't like it.
Footnote, lovely girl.
Well, she's threatened him about 3 times.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the door here. Get me out of it. I know a lot of people that work with her, but hey, listen, I'm listening.
Yeah. Well, you haven't said anything defamatory, so
yeah, and it ties into what I'm saying. It's very subjective. You think she's shit. You think she's great.
Here you go, right?
You know.
I think she's shit. He works with her.
Lovely girl. Thing is, right? A good example is that new Justin Bieber, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Right, when I heard that, I was driving along. I nearly pulled over on the motorway.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you taking the piss?
100%.
Yeah.
In a Turkish yesterday, having a little bit of scram. Comes on, I'm like that. Girl, you got that yum. And I'm joining in. I'm like, it's all right, this is. You know, you can
build
swing
on,
like that. You can.
Yeah.
Because we are all, like, we're susceptible to the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's why I find it so interesting how you know. So we'll get on to Grennan a lot later. I don't want to touch on it too much now. But like with his new single, you said it's very, very poppy, very different to the other stuff that's on the upcoming album. But it's for me, it was a grower. First time I listened to it, I was like, meh. Second time, I like this. Now I really like it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that.
Yeah. So I find it interesting because you guys have to kind of be ahead of the curve in terms of listening to it the first time when we all go through that mess stage and then going and foreseeing how well it could do.
Listen, we've been sat on that song. Like he wrote 85 songs with this new record.
Fucking hell.
Like, that lad is a machine, right?
Yeah.
But then you have to narrow it down, and then you sit with stuff, and it's like you get so far down the track with these songs that by fifth listen, everyone's like, "Oh, that's the one."
Yeah.
People start migrating towards a pool of certain songs. But
Yeah.
then, honestly, we get so close to the songs that we're literally looking at each other in the end, going, "I don't fucking know." And then I'll go and play it to me mum and go, "What are you saying, Jane?" She'll be like, "Oh, number 3 is cracking." You know, it's like, But we've got a fair idea, but you just get so close to the stuff sometimes you can't even fucking hear it.
Yeah. So going back to that day when you were handed the Enemy's demo.
Yeah.
How many of those songs that we know and love, like Away From Here and all the bangers, how many of those were on the demo? Or
there was 3 songs on it. There was 2 that made the album, It's Not Okay and 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Right.
And then the singer Tom was very good at robbing songs and disguising them.
Oh, right.
Oh.
So there's a song, can't remember what the song is on it. Techno-dancophobic on that.
Okay, yeah.
And it's basically that old house tune. It's time to burn. Bam, 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 bam. I mean, it's the same
Oh, right.
thing. So he would lift.
Yeah.
Very, very clever. On the second album, he got caught out massively.
Did he?
Yeah, he robbed off the Clash and Pulp, but it was so blatant that he had to give up a lot of the publishing.
Oh, shit.
But on that first track, he was just relentless. Like, bam, bam, mate. Like, every day he'd be like, here's a new song, here's a new song. It's, and he really, really wanted it.
Mm.
And it was a bit of a mad thing, actually, because they're kind of overlooked. So they kind of didn't have to grow up in public for like the first 6 months. And then loads of other bands. There was this Best Midlands thing that the NME were pushing at the time. And we were one of 7 acts. And all those other acts were handing their records in and they weren't great. And it was like, fuck, we built this Best Midlands thing up. What's the NME album saying? And we delivered it and it was like, bang. And we just got a clear run at everything. Whereas every other project I've worked on since, you'll get past the first, second, and then you hit a fence, or
Right.
The Enemy just had a clear run, and they're fucking good live band.
Yeah. What is the first step then for if you were to sign a new artist tomorrow? How and you thought they were the bee's knees? How confident would you be that you could make them something, make them a star, or do you have to jump through a lot of hoops?
I've got blind faith.
Yeah.
It's the only way I'm here. Like, what am I now? 40 this year. It's just blind faith. Because there's been times where I look back, like thinking, what the fuck was I thinking there, carrying on at that point?
Yeah.
Or, like there's so many times where I look back now thinking, what I know now, I'd have stepped away at that point. But you just keep going. This belief in music and yourself and the artist and finding something. And, my old man always says, he goes, when I was skinks, I went like pretty much bankrupt 5 years ago.
Fuck, that recent?
I was on a building site, yeah.
Shit.
Earning £40 a day. That's how bad it got. And I was in a box room. And my old man looked at me and he went, get your shit together and fuck off back to London. Because I was back in Coventry.
Right.
And it's the best thing he did because he said, listen, you've had a #1 album. And he goes, the Beatles have had a #1 album, the Stones have. He goes, no one can ever take that away from you. And I was like, yeah, I do know what I'm doing. But I was just so shot from like a couple of bad moves that I made that I just literally opened a nightclub with all my mates, lost about 100 grand. And then all of a sudden I was like, fuck, I'm in big trouble here. I was like 34, living at home with mum and dad.
Right.
Bad. And I thought, no, fuck this. Let's go again.
Yeah.
And that's that blind faith of I can go back to London, streets are paved with gold.
Yeah.
And I can go and find that thing and, we'll go again.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Fucking hell.
It is fucking lucky.
Yeah, it is. What was it like crashing down and having to go back and turn up and work on the site?
I thought, the breakfast at home was pretty good because it was free and delivered very kindly by my mum. It was hard work, but I was on the tools with my best mate. I was dog shit, and he was covering for me. And people would be looking at me going, oh, fucking hell, Dawk's the enemy. Like, because in my hometown, people think you're loading.
Yeah.
When the enemy were #1, I had about a 10 in my pocket.
Did you?
See the money for the first 6 months.
Really?
And then...
how much of that money do you see then? Did you have a big slice in it or not?
Well, the way that it works is it's an old-fashioned mechanism is... A beat combo in the 60s or 50s would always be like a 4-piece a band, like Beatles.
Yeah.
So the way that they break the percentage down is it's 100%, 5 people, 20%.
Yeah.
So the manager would always take 20% net off the bottom.
Right.
So that's how it's always worked out.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes you have a 7-piece, 3-piece, whatever. So yeah, you take 20% net.
Right.
And now I split that with another guy, and that's why we fell out.
Yeah.
Basically. We had a misunderstanding over something. We didn't actually sit at a table and have a chat. Sued him for 250 grand, didn't get a penny. And then fast forward 7 years later, we're both directors of a company together. He is like my older brother, so it's
right.
Good.
So how do you come back from that?
Well, to be fair, if he gave you the money, I'm sure you probably wouldn't be working together now.
Listen, if he gave me the money and there was Tinder then, I'd be dead. That's where we're at.
So basically what happened was I said to John, I was like, can you give us some ideas of stories you want to tell? And then I'll base some questions off the back of it. And John just sent me just loads of keywords. Some of them were like Patrick Swayze. Next one, LA. Next one, The Strokes. I was like, I'd have no idea what question to write off this.
And like we said, I was like, oh, great story. You ain't got a clue.
But in the second half, I'm just going to go through these keywords and see what stories we get.
Let's see.